This is 2 months and a half since I've been discharged from Igobi. I'm still on PUP. So you can see the danger
Now,
of Okada.
when you understand the danger of Okada from personal experience, what would you be saying to those who use Okada on a daily basis and they tell you that it's the only means of commuting that they feel strongly that they can get to point A from point
we
A
are
to
lazy
point
people
B?
sometimes. It's out of laziness. People. I remember when I used to trek from Costain to Bodilon to go to work. That was in the early 80s. Trek from Costain to Bodilon. Nigerians today too lazy to walk. It's another problem. A little distance, you want something to get to there. What fast? What are you doing fast there? You leave your house earlier, you get to the place you are going to. So I don't think that it is the best for us. Unfortunately, it is poverty that are pushed, like what the gentleman was saying. The poverty and the unpreparedness of life for the future that have led our people into accepting Okada as a means of livelihood. I think that the federal government, like I said always, one of the reasons we are into this trouble is that what we fought for in 1988, 87, 88, 89 against the IMF and World Bank loans, Nigerians fought, vehemently rejected it, and it was foisted on us as SAP. As SAP. I was one of those in the union then who also accepted SAP to be candid. I thought Babangida deceived us because they had the same rapid as I had. So I felt he has come to do something. That within 10 years, Nigeria will become a great nation, a manufacturing nation who will go on that. By the time we come out in 10 years, we would have been an industrialized nation. Unfortunately, what our leaders learned from this thing was the total resources of the nation will come into their hands, then they have to disburse to themselves first.
Okay.
Then to their friends and
and
create surrogates and sycophants.
Okay, let me ask Lukman then, in terms of one of the things that Mr. Linus Okoroji just mentioned, is the fact that yes, it seems there is a level of hurry that is unprecedented amongst the youths who are riders of Okada that leads to a situation where for over 8 months, he's still unable to walk. He's walking on crutches now. What is it that we need to be saying to those young people who are doing Okada riding for commercial purpose legally? Those who are doing it legally, some of them still end up in situations where they cause accidents like this because they're in a hurry to get from point A to B to make a lot more money, drop this passenger, get another one quickly, find shortcuts, get through vehicles in a way that is not right. What is it we need to be saying to them?
Thank you very much. I enjoyed Baba's analogies. For us, we are angry with their generation. And you may be part of them. I don't know how old you are, sir. We are quarreling with the generation of those leadership and followership that have thrown so much at us. A lot of negatives. Cutting corners is a negative thrown at our generation. I left secondary school in the Babangida era. I met 419, I lived in Sule, some elements, I don't want to mention their names. They will go in convoys. Those are the kind of things I was saying. Cutting corners has been a norm amongst the youth. We are doing serious reorientation. We have found out that if we must have any semblance of a good leadership for our generation, when it beckons, we must reorientate ourselves. I am talking about people, some graduates are not employable. It is painful. You cannot write a profile, you cannot write a report, they come to do IT. It is a systemic thing. We can't sit here and say, oh, it is the youth and all that. I was having a chat while waiting to come in, and I met a parent, and she told me, look, the youth are not ready. I said, ma, it is the system that has made us like that. As I'm talking to you now, some are within the band of not being amenable. If I'm going to dissipate energy in talking to them now, it is going to take a lot.
Look, man, let me just interject you very quickly. Yeah. My father never taught me anything about drugs, cocaine, marijuana, and all that. Right. But I had to make an informed decision myself that I'm not going to be doing drugs. It's a choice. It's a personal choice. And it would be irresponsible to leave responsibility on, my parents and the former generation and this. It sounds so lame.
Okay, let me tell you something. If you're on the field, you will feel pained. Now, there must be qualitative education. There must be equality of qualitative education. Now, some kids are having qualitative education. Now, a large chunk of others are having not qualitative education, and they are very much. To a large extent, some of our children are going to the best schools, but we have a large chunk of others who are out of school.
Maybe you need to check data. Of all the competitions we've done in Lagos, I don't want you to get misconstrued. The winners have always been, most often time, students of public schools. Don't judge schools by class. I think we need to be careful.
I'm not.
Okay. You know, Comrade Okoroji mentioned something about SAP. Yes. In 1989, I graduated in 1986. I have colleagues who never got job for 10 years. That was during the austerity SAP era I mentioned. And there was a riot, 1989-90. And the federal government took a decision that every unemployed graduate should report at their various local governments. Today, those officers you see on level 17 and 16 were engineers employed during that. So the issue of unemployment had always been with us for a long time. Every generation accuses the next generation. The issue is that you have to take the bull by the horn. I was a member of the Senate of the University, Lagos State University, at the age of 28. Gowon was president at 29, 27. And Mobolaji Johnson was governor of Lagos at 29. And even today, the speaker is just about 42 or 43. The Meji was speaker before the age of 40. And a lot of governors, Duke, Oji Kalu, and so many of them were governors about the age of 40 or below, 40 years old. Buhari was a speaker at the age of 29. So I think the issue we need to face is generations will change, society will change, and we all have to start getting used to the change. America is experiencing huge unemployment all over the world. Greece just still battling with its own, and the thing will change. On the issue of Okada, seriously speaking, it is not the comrade Aremu, the vice chairman of vice president of Nigerian Labour Congress, says it's an undignified profession. I used to be a leader in the CDHR, and I'm still a member. We took a position in the 90s and in the early 2000 that no reasonable person should pick Okada as a means of livelihood. There are opportunities for younger people. There are opportunities for us to develop. If I give you data, accidents have reduced by 85%.
Okay, now let's
deaths have been over 500 deaths have been prevented in 2 years. I have data that over 3,375 injuries in Lagos Hospital alone have been prevented.
More bed spaces in the hospitals. While we wind down, let's talk about, yes, for those who have chosen to do the Okada business, whether by default or by choice, how do we make them do this, what they have chosen to do, in a safer way? Okay. Let's talk more about enlightenment.
That would be a final one. Let me tell you what we decided collectively in the whole of the country. At the 2012 National Council on Transportation, we took a decision. All states should discourage the use of motorcycle as a means of public transport. It is not safe, and it is not meant for public transport. In 2013, we remade the resolution number 15. Now, we said mass transit is the way. In 2007, Lagos State government came up with the provision of safe, reliable motor. So we started the bus rapid transit system. As I speak to you today, we have 25 bus franchises, and they keep increasing the number of buses in their fleet. We have the courier business. When we restricted the Okada issue, we said all those who have rider's card, that is ability to ride Okada, take opportunity, move into the courier business. As I speak to you, on a daily basis, we register about 25 motorcycles for people who want to do dispatch riding. No new entrant is coming into that field because we have not licensed new riders. So you have enough opportunity for those who use it for public transportation to move into that field. Now the mass transit scheme is improving. Public transportation is improving. and the number of employment within that sector is about the largest.
But mass transit won't get into the inner streets.
No. Let me explain to you. There is no need for you to have public transportation in the inner street.
That's what I'm saying. So when the Okada riders within the inner streets.
That's taxi.
Okay.
Don't let us misconstrue what constitutes public transportation, that you must take me to the doorstep of my house. You have to walk from the comfort of your house. It is in your own interest that you don't have mass transit or public transportation on your street. It is in your own interest. Yeah. So Okada is an aberration in that regard. Mass transportation, when you move from your street for your own safety and security, you move to the nearest major street. It's not more than 200 meters. You walk down, like you said. You pick a public transport. Should you want to move from your street, you call the taxi. In Lagos now, there are over 10,000 taxis. And I tell you, I have the data. There are 10,000, we are close to 13,000 now. Taxis, kabu in Lagos, that can move into your street. If you go to Ikoyi.
In Okearo areas and
nowhere like in Lagos you don't have taxi. Okay. Either as taxi or kabu.
All right.
Now, for those who want to operate as motorcycle, we have left 94 roads in Lagos. 94% of the roads in Lagos, that is over 8,000 roads, they can still, and they are operating. What happened recently, where you saw the surge, maybe I should tell you the demographic. People come from outside Lagos to come and do Okada. On Friday, they go home. On Sunday, they return just to do that business. Now, if you check these people doing a motorcycle operation, some are doing it for means of livelihood. They are doing fine. It was the publication that says Lagos said to review traffic law that caused the upsurge of people coming. And that was attributed to the Lagos State House of Assembly. They have refuted it. I have the letter here. What they said was that they wanted to address the issue of reported harassment. Maybe a law could do it. So nobody changed the law. So what we are saying is that people are free to do motorcycle for public transportation on the roads where they are allowed. It is for safety, it is for security. The Lagos State government has not banned it. We have not restricted it on all roads. We have made it to be available. And we are saying, stay on those roads. And if I show you data of where we have accidents, they are more on roads where they are not restricted. Where they are now allowed to operate, please operate with your helmet. Don't pick more than one person. You are free to operate. Okay. Lagos State government is not against
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. Comrade, your final word, and it should be on the fact that you've endured accident that has led to what you're carrying for 8 months plus. What will be your message to those Okada riders?
They should stop being careless. And in fact, they are too reckless. Again, they should not go to the restricted routes for the sake of their own life and the life of the passengers they want to pick. It is very, very dangerous. Like I said earlier, that it is unfortunate that it's allowed, even in this our country. The time we thought we were growing. When I was a child, when I started working, I used to, like he said, I would be in my house while I was working in UBA, and when the taxi will pass, it stops. Taxi will stop, wait for me to put on my tags. You will wait for, the point today, the only difference today is that the cost of living has gone high.
Okay, so
and the cost of transportation also have gone high. That is the major problem people have about taxis.
For those who do Okada, they should be more careful.
They should stop being reckless.
All right. Thank you so much
in making money.
Thank you so much for coming on.
They cannot make as much money as they think they want to make with Okada.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We've been speaking with the former trade unionist, Mr. Linus Okoroji, and also the President, Ultimate Youth Dream Initiative, Lukman Lawal, and the Commissioner for Transportation in Lagos State, Comrade Kayode Opeifa. Thank you all for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
And Sunrise will take a